Hello, I'm S.T. Webster, and I'm your host for our program, East Palo Alto T-Ball Pitching Machine. And I'd like to welcome Gene Tate, who is the founder and coach for this program here in East Palo Alto. And also he has a location in Las Vegas, Nevada. We would love to hear the history about the T-ball machine, T-ball pitching machine here in East Palo Alto, Gene. And thank you so much for taking time to share with us.
Well, we want to thank you for having us here. The T-ball pitching machine program we started in 1992. I was coaching Little League and saw a need to have youngsters to know a little more about the game when they turn 9 and 10 years old to come into Little League. So that's when we had a chance to get it started. Started at Jack Farrell in 1992 when East Palo Alto was labeled murder capital of the world. So we had to clean up the park and also get kids out there to play. It was a challenge, but it was one that's been very worthwhile. In 1994, Dusty Baker became manager of the San Francisco Giants.
Wow.
And with that, we were able to become a part of the Junior Giants program, which the Giants started to help youngsters in underprivileged areas to try to teach them the game of baseball. So it was just something that carried over. And within that program, we were able to have 7 youngsters to receive academic scholarship from the Giants to help them go to college when they graduated from high school.
Excellent.
In 2004, we stretched the program to Las Vegas. And we've been in Las Vegas for the last 16 years. And we're still here in East Palo Alto, which this will always be home because I have over 50 years in the city, went to high school there, which I'm wearing my alumni shirt.
Great.
Long live the Trojans.
Great. And could you give us some of the names of those folks who started with you and when you moved, who were involved in East Palo Alto?
When we got started, there was Ray Kennan and myself was running the neighborhood trying to do the legwork to get things going. And Sam Jordan, who was a long-time resident there in East Palo Alto, gave us a big boost because he had a 501c3 and he had a way for us to raise money to get the program actually started. This was in, like I say, 1992. We went from there to 2004, getting hooked up with the Giants, which helped us tremendously because it gave us more exposure. We were able to reach more youngsters at that point. And when I moved in 2004, Ray Askew took over the program and ran it for 12 years there in East Palo Alto. And now we have Maurice Baker, who is also a resident of East Palo Alto. And he's helping us tremendously because he is not only savvy with the sports, he has a technical background, which Coach carries a flip phone and they laugh at me whenever I pull it out.
I know the feeling. And now, what are some of the examples of the educational, not just the recreational component of T-ball pitching machine program?
Well, we do educational workshops. We tour college campuses. We're part of HBCU College Fair. And we've had about a dozen youngsters that have gotten a master's degree from going to college. We've had 2 pre-med students. And my thing is, I would rather say 80 to 90% of our youngsters went to college than to say I got one in the pros, because that would help the community, and just in overall, it would help everybody that much more.
Excellent example. At this time, I also would like for you to tell us about one of your supporters who's sitting next to you, Shirley Neal, who is also a Ravenswood alumni.
Yes, Shirley came on board seeing the need to try to help youngsters in the neighborhood, longtime residents, and she's just been a big boost to things that we do. We do a fundraiser in Las Vegas every year, And back when we started that, she took up on herself to charter a bus to make sure that we could get more people from the neighborhood to come and support it, so that they will understand what the importance of what it is we're trying to do and the funds that are needed to make one of these programs like this happen.
Thank you. Shirley, can you give us your input and give us some of the activities that you've been involved with over the years and the number of years?
Well, I'm not sure how many years, but I know that I graduated from Ravenswood, and when Gene asks you to do something, you just do it. It's not like you have time to think about it, you just have to do it. And you think about what happened when you were there and what you saw and how you can give back. And that's the kind of class that I graduated with. And so far, when we ask anyone who, you too, Sandra, anyone who we went to school with, you also are alumni, you know that we are, it's hard to say no because we want to be better for people like Alex here, who is just now starting, because we all started there too.
What motivated you other than, I know, the desire to contribute, because you have a history of contributing, but what was the motivating factor?
The motivating factor is young people, children that you can help. If you can help them now, help them now. I don't want to be the one that said I could have did it, and coulda, woulda, and should. I want to say I did.
Great.
I have a son too who's very active in baseball. He coaches too, but in Arizona. But he grew up in East Palo Alto, and he was also involved in Little League. So we all know about East Palo Alto.
Thank you so much. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Alex Young, Sr. He is a coach with the EPA pitching, T-ball pitching machine program. We'd like to hear from you how many years and also your motivation, please.
I've been involved with the program since last spring. My motivation, as Ms. Shirley alluded to, was giving back at community.
Yes.
If there's a need, someone has to step in and fulfill. And that was solely my mission, was just to help the community, keep something going that's been great and going for the future, like they said, as well as my motivation lies not only with the community, but also with my son as well. Having him, the foundation to be able to succeed is very important. So when my cousin Maurice, the commissioner, gave me a call and said he needed some coaches, it was a no-brainer. It was, I put the foot forward before I even really made the time and made the space for it. That was going to come second, but the commitment was first, and we're just going to make it happen. And also my motivation lies in what the kids learn from sports.
Yes.
Football and basketball.
Disciplinary, yes.
Very, very much so. Very much so. Football and basketball, they go for the biggest, the fastest, the strongest, and not so much with baseball. Baseball is a fail-forward sport where your success lies in doing things right, even though the outcome may not be what you wanted it to be. So that mentality in life, to me, was more important than any other of the lessons that sports could teach. So.
Thank you. How long have you lived in East Palo Alto?
Since 1984, born and raised, born in Stanford Hospital, community member my whole life. So.
Great. Thank you so much. And now we'd like to hear from one of the players who's part of the program, and his name is Alex Young, Jr. How have you been involved, for how long, and what motivated you, please?
I've been involved since last year,
Okay.
and yeah, I've just been involved for a long time. I've done T-ball and Little League. Well, what I really like about it is like making new friends and meeting new people, and yeah, that's about it.
So how would you encourage your friends to become part of the program? What would you tell them to encourage them to get involved?
I would say it's really fun. You should come down. You there's a lot of nice people you get to meet. it doesn't matter who wins as long as you have a really good time. And yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And now, Jean, we'd like for you to give us some highlights of the program for the many years that you've been involved, please.
First and foremost, the youngsters that have gone to college and come back to give some assistance. That's first and foremost. 2017, we were able to take a group of kids to Cuba for a week.
Wow.
We go to Birmingham, Alabama every year in July to play in a national tournament. Give them an idea to be around other people from other areas, learn about different parts of the world, and hopefully those things will help them grow and understand what we're trying to put into them with the academic side, you know, because you could be the best baseball player in the world, but if you don't have the right mentality, nobody's going to take a chance on you.
And I'd like for you to give us the name of the other sponsor or supporter like Shirley Neal. If you could give us a little background on Kenneth Harris.
Yeah, Ken Harris. The program is this year 28 for us. Ken has been a sponsor for 26 of those 28 years. And not only was he a sponsor, he had 3 children. All 3 of them played in the program. Our program is co-ed, so you know it's there for anybody that might want to come out and participate. And I have parents with young ladies saying, "Oh, is it?" No, it's for both, for the simple reason at the college level, for every baseball scholarship, it has to be a matching softball scholarship.
Wow.
So if your child have the skills, let them help pay their way through school so they don't have all of these student loans and things to pay off when they're done, you know. So give them opportunity, but at the same time, give them something else to look at. By knowing something about the sport, you might become interested in it, get a degree. These professional teams at the college level, they have all kind of different opportunities for jobs that you can take care of your family with. And that's the main thing. We had to change the whole mindset of people in East Palo Alto in 1992. Because at that time, 60 Minutes was there doing a special on us about the killings. We needed to let people know good things can come from East Palo Alto.
The positive,
Yes.
absolutely.
And I wanted to say one more thing.
Yes,
That
thank you, Shirley.
coming from the Silicon Valley, all my life, that's where I've worked ever since we get out of high school, and before we get out of high school even.
Great.
And because they came to East Palo Alto and recruited. So also I have, my company is one who is donating, and this is the only program that they donate to when in East Palo Alto is for T-ball. They never donate to anyone else.
Yes.
And we plan on doing this once a year. We want to do this every year.
Could
And
you
I'm-
name your company?
NVIDIA Corporation. We're on San Tomas in Santa Clara.
Okay.
And I've been there 20 years, and this is something that is close to my heart, East Palo Alto. And I told them that if I have to work on anyone or any company where we give back, it will be in East Palo Alto
Great.
for T-ball pitching machine.
That's community.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'd like for Coach Young to tell us the process, the procedure of getting involved and the age range of the young folks who want to become part of the program. T-ball pitching machine. I want to get it right. East Palo Alto T-ball pitching machine.
As far as signups goes, Coach Gene, I apologize because I
That's
don't have.
okay. I'll help him out with that.
Okay,
We go 4 to 10
Okay.
in the T-ball program, and we will start signing up the middle of February and go on the field to practice the first day of March.
Okay, could you repeat that? I want everyone to get that, please.
Ages 4 to 14, the program is co-ed for boys and girls,
Okay.
and we start sign-ups in February, or right around the middle of 14th, 15th of February. We start practice on on March the 1st, and looking at opening day being March the 21st.
Okay.
That's
Thank
for the
you.
2020 season.
Thank you. And now, do you have anything, Alex Jr.?
Actually, I also do. I have some to add. Another reason I like playing baseball is because my friend who last year in the middle of the school year had moved to a new school, and recently I had just figured out that he had just started playing on the same team I had transferred to. So if I may not get to see him in school anymore or on the bus. I sometimes see him on the bus, but I might not see him on the bus a lot, but I get to see him in baseball.
At practice,
So
So you
there's
keep,
something you can look forward to.
you're keeping those relationships that developed during that season playing ball with him
Yep.
in the program. And what
Uh-huh.
else?
I also have another friend named Oscar from T-ball last year.
Okay.
It was really fun. I thought I would never get to see him again, but I had recognized him when I was playing on another team before I had transferred to the other team, and the team I'm on, he used to coach basketball for my mom.
Okay.
So it's fun getting to meet new people and seeing the friends that you barely ever get to see anymore.
Thank you.
So that way you can still have a close relationship to them.
Thank you. That's excellent. Now, Jean, what I'd like to know also about your fundraisers. You have one that's coming up this month, January.
18th.
Could you give us more details and about how folks can buy tickets, and if you could give us names of folks who are selling tickets? No price.
Yes, no
Just
price.
tell us about the program, please.
Yes, we have on the 18th of January, we do a dance. It's called Ravenswood Alumni and Friends, and we developed I would say 80% of our programs that we do around people that we went to school with. And that was purposely done because when we were in school, we had lots of support from people in the community of East Palo Alto. And in starting the T-ball program, we needed support. And what a better way to do it than to have people that I have been around most of my life with, and we all understand the importance of giving back. So this was how we got it started. The program, like I say, the program is 28 years old, and for 27 of these 28 years, we've done this program in January to help jumpstart, to make sure that we're able to stay in the black, paying insurances and things of that nature that we need before we can even talk to someone about going on the field to play.
Thank you.
Then we do in February, we have a program called Legacy Makers, in which we honor people who have been helping us over the years to make sure that we could stay afloat. And this was something that's very dear to me for the simple reason, you mentioned East Palo Alto T-ball pitching machine. People look at me or they see me, but I want them to know that it's people like this. In fact, Shirley is one of the people that we're going to recognize this year. And I want people to understand that it's a group of people, not just because you see me running around and doing the bag. It's a whole bunch of people behind me that's kicking me in the, saying, hey, get out there and make it happen.
Great, great. Could you give us the names again? I just want folks, when they view this program, their names, I want them to remember. Shirley Neal is one, but I'd like for you to name some others who have been strong supporters of the program.
Roy Clay, who is in Silicon Valley Hall of Fame, came here in 1957 to work for HP and started his own business in the mid-70s called Rod L Electric. A very big supporter of the program. He and Ken came on about the same time as sponsors. He didn't sponsor as long because of health issues, but he still has done a lot to help us. We have International Unions of Painters and Allied Trades. That's the union that I was in when I was in the workforce. I was in floor covering. And they have been a big supporter of us because the president of the union at the national level Mr. Kenrick Mayton, who is from East Palo Alto, started kindergarten at Kavanaugh School, is president of that union. And I believe in talking to any and everybody I bump into. I work with children. What can you do to help us? And when I call and asked him, Ken, we do this in the neighborhood, can you help? And he say, send me information. And every year they've made a contribution to us.
Okay, and so the fundraiser is, would you repeat it again, is January?
January 18th at College Track on Bay Road and Pogus in East Palo Alto. And the February function is at the ballpark in Las Vegas. The brand new ballpark, which the Las Vegas Aviators play at. They are the AAA team for the Oakland A's, so it's really bringing things close to home.
Great. Okay, I'd like to hear a little bit more from Coach Young, in that I'd like for you to just give us some examples of your experience since coaching. If you could give us a few examples of playing with the players, or highlights that you would like to share with us.
Oh, the whole last season was a highlight, from East Palo Alto firemen coming out and supporting us, all the support from the community, to seeing the players develop. You know, you coaching them on how to correctly throw a baseball or how they should be hitting the ball. And as the progressions develop and, you know, it sinks in, it's just wonderful, because like I said, it's a fail forward game where you got to remember the little things and the fundamentals, and that's where you build your success. So the whole season was very fun, and seeing the kids have fun when climbing on the fire trucks. And the other coach, he runs a small, like, agricultural awareness thing with the community, and he brought out his horses and some, like, his small ponies for the kids to ride.
Nice.
And we had a big fair for them. They ran around and did the jumpers, and just to see how much fun they had together, enjoying the other members of their community, at the same time while learning. It was awesome.
I am so grateful to share this information with our viewers, for them to get a positive image of what's going on in East Palo Alto. Words really can't express my gratitude for each one of you being here, and also to see young Alex Jr. being a part of it and our future. And Jean, is there anything else you would like to share with us regarding the program?
Yeah, I'd like to say young Alex, his mom played in the program when she was about his age. So he probably don't know that, but yeah, she played for us. But most children, once they can see over a card table, the parents are pushing them to basketball and football.
Okay.
Longevity is in baseball.
Right.
And, you know, I want kids to play all sports and then make a decision later in life as far as I'd prefer this one or I'd prefer that one. But you have so many people that don't look at it that way.
Well, it seems to me you have a generational thing going on and a tradition within the East Palo Alto community that's associated with the East Palo Alto T-ball pitching machine program. And I am delighted that each one of you have made such a significant contribution to our community. And at this time, I would like to say thank you again, and look forward to participating in both fundraisers here in East Palo Alto and also the one in Las Vegas. The 18th of January here in East Palo Alto at College Track, and then also in Las Vegas, February
22nd and 23rd.
Oh, thank you.
And then for all of you golfers out there, we do a golf tournament every year in October. It's the third Saturday in October. I'm not sure of the date yet, but I will get flyers over to you.
Thank you again, Jean. And thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Alex Jr. Thank you, Coach Young. Thank you all again, and God bless.
There's something on the monitor. Those are pictures of the game. Looks like the Kansas City Monarchs were playing. That was who the batter was, and giving the coach a big hug after the game. And that's one thing that we try to be in a family unit. Families help each other The photo that's up right now is a day of cleaning up and working on the park. Looked like they planted a tree there. This is a flyer of the function in February, the Legacy Makers. And those are the people that's going to be recognized, with Shirley Neal is sitting right here next to me. Very good to have her. Ken Harris is from the neighborhood, and then we have Dave Blasco and his wife, who are in Las Vegas. They've helped us tremendously with the golf tournament, but Dave works at the Mirage and allow us to bring kids over. This page here is a history of the program with how we got started, where we are at this point in life, and then when the program started in Vegas, East Palo Alto, going to Birmingham to the national tournament, and our trip to Cuba in 2017.
Great. And I'd like to also share that Ken Harris is the owner of Alpha Real Estate. He is a broker, and he's been in the East Palo Alto community since 1981. So thank you again.
The flyer up now is being recognized at a city council meeting in Las Vegas. I was Citizen of the Month for the work that I do with the kids there.
Great.
And that's the mayor. The one gentleman, he is now district attorney in Las Vegas, Steve Wolfson.
All right. Thank you again.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.